Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I do for a little while. I'll go over their trial food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting good things from this, so it better not fuck me over. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah! I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, folks? What happens to be my The Waterfall King shirt. Which, if you are unfamiliar with the excellent local Illinois band, The Waterfall King, get on that shit. I've worn this shirt before as well as their other shirts, so you have no excuse. No, the Waterfall King, they're an awesome sort of stoner, sludgy doom metal band that's, formed a few years ago. Yeah, a few years ago. And I became associated with them because I was already associated with one of their members, their lead singer and guitarist, a guy named Morian. Phenomenal fucking musician. Like, he's super awesome. I'd been friends with him through one of his previous bands and stuff, and, when he decided to go over there and start up this particular project, of course I was going to follow him along with it. And I've really ended up loving what they do. In fact, I think they're just an awesome band in general. I also really like the current, at the time I'm doing this, incarnation of the band. They finally kind of have they had some, a little bit of a fluctuating membership, as far as certain positions, but I really like them a lot. I love their current incarnation. With Nolan and Mel, they're all super awesome people. And I actually have seen them live a number of times. I've actually got videos of said performances on my channel in case you maybe want to check them out. Nothing else, I'd be happy to kind of point you in the right direction, because I think they're a really good band. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? Why do I have hopeful expectations? Well, it's boom. It's a nondescript, fast food thing. But it's what's inside that counts, folks. It's boom. What is this? This, folks, is a brand new burger from Sonic. This is their Sonic Smasher. But it's not just any Sonic Smasher. You see, Sonic decided that they were going to go over there and come out with their own premium smash burger. Okay, I'm down for that. They made the announcement, and it has been available for maybe a week or so, but you had to do it specifically through their app. But on the day that I'm doing this, they actually unrolled it. So you can get this at any place. You don't have to use the app. And when I got there, I knew I wanted to try this. When I got there, it wasn't just a smasher. This is the triple Sonic Smasher, because it turns out they offer it as a triple. And I ain't no punk bitch. So, the triple Sonic Smasher consists of 3 Angus beef seasoned patties, smashed and seared, crispy on the edges and juicy in the middle, ooh, American cheese, smasher sauce, crinkle cut pickles, diced onions on a potato bun. And according to the guy who went over there and made it the guy who went over there and, was at the window when I got it, he said it's kind of similar to In-N-Out, which I've never had In-N-Out, so I can't say, but sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at this monstrosity and get a thing for a thing. I will say I'm kind of glad I got a triple because, smash burgers tend to be a little bit thinner, so it looks like this. Options. Let's try it. No doubt, this is the best burger I've had from Sonic. That's proper. That's a proper smash burger. And the thing is, I've reviewed other burgers from Sonic for the show. And in general, I've been fairly meh about them at best. I find that their burgers are, in general, just kind of okay, but sort of around McDonald's quality. but maybe not even that impressive sometimes. And more than once, I've felt somewhat burned by, some new burger that they came out with that I felt really underwhelmed. That's not the case with this. Biting into that, it was immediately what I would want from a smash burger. It just, biting into it's nice, it's buttery, it's beefy. It's got the ooey gooey cheese. It's got, the nice fresh veg on it. That's very nice. Even like the onions and the pickle, I didn't mind. I'd say the only thing that kind of lets it down a little bit is the bun. I feel like if they wanted to do a premium burger, you don't have to, but I think that maybe going over there and having a little bit of a special bun would have been nice. The bun's not terrible or anything. It's just a fast food bun. But, yeah, I mean, this is honestly, that just hits. I did not think that this would be as good as it is. I'm not saying it's the best smash burger I've ever had or anything, but this is miles away from what I have personally come to expect from Sonic and their burgers. I'm genuinely very impressed with that. That is very tasty. It, just everything about it. And I mean, the Smasher sauce, again, going back to what the one guy who went over there and sold it to me said, he said, it was basically the same stuff, if not identical to what they use for In-N-Out. Again, that doesn't really help me in this context, but I will say it's a good smash sauce. Seriously, like, that's a good burger sauce. It's nice, it's tangy, it's working with everything instead of trying to take away. Like what you're getting the most of is just an ooey gooey, nicely prepared smash burger, which I am definitely glad I got the triple because I think that really helps things. Plus fat guy, but just the different elements, like none of it feels unnecessary. Again, even the pickles, which I'm not a huge fan of, but like it all works really well, and like I'm genuinely surprised. That really impresses me. And it really makes me happy that it impresses me because I've shit on Sonic a little bit in the past because I've had very mixed results, but I'm really happy with this. This is really nice. I always like it when a fast food place does like a premium style burger, I feel like, it's nice to have that option. And I think this one really hits. If I have any criticisms, if I'm comparing it against something like, say like Burger Shack, right? Or Shake Shack, it's not as good as that. It's not, the biggest thing that I'd say kind of lets it down a little bit, besides the bun being a little bit, kind of throwaway, the beef is good, but you can tell that it's not quite at that, that level of, again, like a place like Shake Shack. It doesn't quite hit to that extent, but it's really just me kind of picking at, straws here. Like, it's a nice smash burger. Everything about it is tasty. I, just would have liked the beef to be just a little bit beefier, but that's it. That's a good burger. That's a really good burger. 2 questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I have to go with yes and yes. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that for myself personally, I don't know how long this is going to be available. I hope it's available as just, as just a regular thing from now on. I'd like that very much. For the first time ever, I have found an item that I would go out of my way to go to Sonic to get. Because, although again, I'm not saying it's the best smash burger I've ever had, it is a damn solid smash burger. It does what I want. And in terms of being a fast food burger, this is way above McDonald's. I'd even say this is better than fucking Wendy's right now. This is probably one of the best, fast food burgers kind of out there on the market at the moment. Which is, I know that's a hell of a thing to say, but like, it goes to show that, like, yeah, if you go over there and you pump some new blood into, an establishment, try some new things, you can get some great results. Because personally, I think that's what this is. So I would get this again for sure, and I would get it as a triple again. I'm just saying. Um, if I'm recommending it, I'm definitely recommending it. This is one of those things where this could have been a complete wash. It could have just been whatever. It's a Sonic Smash Burger. Blah 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 blah. Would have been easy enough for them to just drum up a little bit of publicity with saying they've got this premium burger, and then it just being very meh. Just a half point higher quality than what they normally put out. But that's not the case. Like, this is a genuinely solid smash burger, and it tastes like that. So I would definitely say, yeah, if you get the opportunity, I would get it as a triple. I'm sure the double's fine, but I think the triple lends itself to just giving it that extra beefiness that personally I think it just a little bit more would have done it for me. But yeah, man, I got to give it full kudos on this one. I'm not quite willing to say it's the business, because again, I do think there's a couple little things they could have done to make it just a little bit better, but it's surprisingly close to being the business. And if you know my channel, you know what that means. So that's me saying a lot. All that said, folks, 5 things before I get out of here. Oh, by the way, because this is a burger review, it's going to end up on my Burgers for Days playlist, which is a playlist for just burger reviews. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly, surprisingly wonderful Sonic Burger-tastic rest of your life. I mean, you do what you do. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let this be a lesson to not only you, but to myself as well. To always keep in mind that at the end of the day, hey, maybe in life, we're going to experience things that aren't always going to go the way that we want them to, And sometimes that can cause us to back away from them, to say, no, I'm not dealing with that again, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes in life you have to do that. But, again, let this be a lesson to us all that, hey, just because something maybe isn't immediately your bag doesn't mean that it can't improve, that, situations can't change, and that maybe, with some things, it's worth a second go. Anyway,